Hi yogis, and welcome to your yoga practice today, whether it be morning, afternoon, evening. It's really lovely for you to join me on this Nature's Healing by Becca YouTube channel. So today we are going to be focusing on our hips and our hamstrings. A lot of tension is held here, physically and emotional tension, especially if you are runners, cyclists, or those who work at a desk and live sedentary lifestyles. This practice should make you feel a little bit more open at the end, create more space within the body, and hope you enjoy it. So it's not like your typical vinyasa flow. So there'll be some static movements, but also some dynamic movements as well, to get a little bit deeper in the body. Before we start, we'll be using a strap, so you don't have to have a yoga strap. If you can get creative with this, so maybe your belt for your jeans, your trousers, or your dressing gown belt as well is a really good option. If you've got neither of those, then you can also use a scarf as well. And then I'll be using 2 blocks today. So you don't have to have the yoga blocks, but if you can get 2 thick books or anything that roughly the same height that we'll be using in our lunges and our half splits today. Most importantly, enjoy. Use the breath, especially in the poses that we hold for longer. But we will be starting in our child's pose today. So when you're ready, coming into your position, bringing the knees mat width distance apart and the big toes to touch, and send the hips back down towards the heels before we come into our pose. This creates a little bit of depth and weight in the hips, and then start to walk the hands forwards, either placing the forehead on the mat, or if you're tight, you can bring the forehead to a block. This can also feel quite nice just to give you a little bit of space, so whichever you choose to do. And then as we're at the beginning of practice, bend the elbows, place the forearms down, so we start to soften into the shoulders, closing down the eyes, and starting to bring your awareness to the breath. So as you inhale, breathe in deeply through the nose. Have a sense of expansion through the body. And as you exhale, soften, surrender and release. Allow everything to become heavy, melting into the mat. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Good. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. On your next inhale, coming to your tabletop position. So spread the fingers nice and wide. We'll come into a few rounds of cat-cow just to get the spine moving. Option to keep the tops of the feet down, or you can tuck the toes, totally up to you. Inhale, coming to your cow pose. Exhale to your angry cat. Good. Inhale. Use the whole length of the breath per movement. Exhale. On your exhale, really press the hands down to create that opening between the shoulders. Inhale. Maybe hear a few clicks and pops. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then on your next inhale, return to neutral spine. So stacking our joints, spread the fingers nice and wide. As we inhale, lengthen the right leg behind us, taking the toes down to the mat. Press through the heels, start to open through the back of the right leg. You can either stay in stillness, or it can be quite nice to shift the weight forwards and backwards dynamically. Keep the belly nice and active, so draw the belly button in towards the spine, and have a sense that you're lifting through the pelvic floor. Good. Moving dynamically, keep pressing firmly into the hands, so we're pressing out the shoulders, not collapsing down. Good. And then pause. Draw the right knee in and then take it to the left. So the left leg extend, press through the heel. Either stay in stillness or take the weight forwards and back, Shifting through the back of the left leg, finding that space. Good. And then pause, draw the left knee in. We're going to tuck the toes and make our way into downward facing dog. So bear in mind this is your first down dog. Bend the knees as much as needed. Allow the head to become soft, so nod the head yes. No, 3 times taking any tension out of the neck. And then start to pedal through the feet. So we're pedaling, bringing some dynamic movement to the backs of the legs. Just noticing if the shoulders are creeping up to the ears. Gravity encourages this. So can we try and create space between the shoulders and the ears by encouraging the shoulders towards the hips? Maybe come high on the tiptoes, deep bend in the knees, doing whatever movement feels good for you. Take the hips side to side. This is your moment just to ease in, get some fluidity, some space within the body. Good, and then pause in your downward facing dog. Gazing forwards, bend the knees, and we're going to walk the feet all the way to the top of the mat, coming into your ragdoll. So keep a deep bend in the knees, feet hip width distance apart. Take hold of opposite elbows and allow the head to become heavy. Nod the head yes, no, a few times maybe. Move dynamically, sway side to side as we loosen through the lower back. Good, and then pause. Release the hands down. We're going to come into our gorilla pose. So we're going to lift the feet, the toes up, slide the hands underneath with a deep bend in the knees so that the palms face up towards the soles. Walk your hands as far back as you can, maybe get the toes to the wrist, the crease of the wrist, and then encourage the body down. So bend the knees as much as needed, shoulders are soft, bending into the elbows. Good, you can inhale, come to a halfway lift. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more space at the backs of the legs and start to bring the weight slightly forwards into the toes. Good. Then release the hands. Bring the hands to the hips, keep the knees bent, belly scoops in, chin tucks as we inhale. Slowly come up to a standing position. Good, so pause here. Roll the palms forwards, shoulders draw back slightly. And we're going to take a wide step lengthways onto the mat. So turn the toes in slightly, heels are out. We're going to come to a wide leg forward fold. Take one of the blocks in front of you. You may or may not need it, just listen to the body. And then take the hands to the hips. As we inhale, squeeze the elbows, lift the chest, take the gaze up. Lift through the kneecaps as we exhale, hinge at the hips. Chest leads, and then we pause halfway with a flat back. Think about the chin tucking, arm gazing forwards as I'm verbalizing the cues, but gazing down so the neck is long. Keep pressing into the outer edges of the feet. Think about the hips drawing together so we're nice and active through the inner thighs. And just checking that you're not looking out through the knees and the weight coming too far back in the heels. Think about the weight coming slightly forwards. Then from here, either take the hands down to the block on any setting, or if you are particularly open, you can bring the hands down to the mat as we start to fold over into our wide leg forward fold. Shoulders soft, taking the hands between the feet. Weight comes slightly forward into the toes. Good. With every inhale, you can come to a halfway lift. Find that length. Exhale, you may be able to find more space. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And then from here, fold down and then take hold of the calves, the ankles, the outer edges of the feet. If you've got more of an Ashtanga practice, you can take hold of the big toes. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, drawing down. Keep the weight coming forwards, lifting through the kneecaps so we're nice and active. Good. Breathing here. Nice. 2 more breaths. Neck is soft, nod the head yes and no a few times, easing any tension. Good, and then bring the hands back in front of you. Start to bend into the knees, take the hands to the hips as we inhale, slowly rise up. Good. Okay, so bring the feet a little bit closer. This time we turn the toes out, the heels in. Coming into our goddess squat. So bring the hands to the hips, start to bend into the knees and think about the knees tracking towards the pinky edge of the feet. Pressing through the outer edges of the feet, lift through the insteps and bring your hands to your hips, your heart center, or you can also goalpost the arms. So think about the tailbone tucking under slightly. So if I show you from the sides, we don't want any booty sticking out like Jemima puddled up. We want everything drawing under, knees tracking out. Good. And then you can shift the weight side to side, moving dynamically, easing into the inner thighs, the inner hips. Good, just bringing that lovely dynamic movement, using the breath, especially if you're tight. And then pause. Bring the hands inside the thighs, so between the knees and the hips, fingers facing down. And then we're going to rotate the right shoulder forwards, the left shoulder comes back, coming into a little twist. Maybe send the hips a little bit lower. Good. Inhale back center, exhale the opposite direction. Nice. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. One more either side. Maybe send the hips a little bit lower as we're starting to create that space. Just check that the knees aren't collapsing in. Good, and then come back to center and press into the feet as you come up. Well done. And then step the feet together, give your legs a little bit of a shake, bring some movement. Okay, so coming to the top of the mat, we're going to flow down. So bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge down as we fold into our forward fold. Good. Inhale for a halfway lift, find that space. Exhale to soften. This time we're going to step the right foot back. Release the right knee down. So the left knee comes in front, taking your blocks. Good. And bring the blocks between the left foot and the left hip. So this is our inhale, our low lunge. So squeeze the inner thighs together, press firmly down through the left foot. Keep the right toes tucked, and as we exhale, we shift the hips back, draw the left toes up, coming into our half monkey. You might want to shift the blocks back a little bit, so find that length through the spine, shoulders soft, active through the left foot, so lift through the kneecap, and imagine pressing your heel, your left heel down and towards you. So we're active here. It's very common for the hips to sweep out to the left, so draw everything in towards the middle, and by squeezing the inner thighs together, that builds the activation. Inhale, come forwards to your low lunge. Good. Exhale, use the whole length of the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale to come forwards. This time, walk the blocks forwards, take the left block inside the left knee, heel toe the left foot out, coming into our lizard variation. So we want the foot to be facing forwards, bring the blocks down maybe to the medium setting, so we still want that length. Good. Breathing here. Maybe lift the right knee off, but where you're here, stay nice and active. So we want to lift through the right front thigh, lift up through the heel, press the heel back, find that length. Good. Just checking in that the left knee is roughly over the ankle and that it's drawing towards the upper left arm. Maybe come to some dynamic movement, softening into that left hip and the right front thigh. Good. If you're moving, pause, release the right knee down. And then turn the left toes to roughly 10 or 11 o'clock. Come to the outer edge of the left foot and bring the left hand between the knee and the hip. Gently encourage the left knee to open a little bit. You can roll the left shoulder back, keep the right hand on the block or the book or whatever you've got. Good. So you can either stay here, or if you want to go a little deeper, you can bend into the right knee, draw the right knee towards the sit bones, roll the left shoulder back to catch the foot and encourage the right heel towards the sit bones. Good. So you start opening a little deeper through the right front thigh, the hip flexes, maybe catch it under the elbow. Good. Breathing here. And then gently release. Try not to catapult that leg back if you've got it. Bring the left hand down. And then draw the sole of the right foot back and draw the knee back as you start to walk the left leg to the centre. So take the left block to the outer edge of the left foot. Good. So we're going to take the blocks on the medium setting and we're going to step the left knee back underneath the hips. Good. And then shift the weight forwards. Exhale, lower down, hug the elbows in, hips come down. Inhale, come to your baby cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Nice. Exhale, release down. Inhale to press back onto the knees. And then get rid of the blocks. We're going to exhale, meet in our downward facing dog. Good. So from our downward facing dog, step the right foot forward, release the left knee, take the blocks. Shoulders soften away from the ears. This is our inhale, maybe walk the blocks a little bit closer towards the hips. As we exhale, send the hips back. Right toes draw up into our low lunge, our half monkey. Good. Inhale, coming forwards. Nice. Exhale, coming back. Good. Active through the right front thigh. Nice and strong, toes are active. Inhale, come forwards. Good. Exhale to come back. Inhale to come forwards. Good. Pause here. Walk the blocks up to the foot. Walk the right foot to the outer edge of the right mat, bringing the blocks down to the medium setting maybe. Hug the right knee in, coming to your lizard variation. Pausing here. Or you can lift the left knee, nice and strong though. Maybe come to some dynamic movements. Good. Pause here. Breathe into the areas that you feel any tightness. Great for breath work here, using the breath to ease, find softness. Release the left knee down if it's lifted. Then turn the right toes to 1 to 2 o'clock. I'm going to turn around so you can see. Good. Come to the outer edge of the right foot. Use the right hand inside the right thigh to gently encourage the hip and the knee out to open a little bit more. Softening the shoulders. Then maybe lift the left foot, bend the knee as you rotate the right arm back to catch it. Encourage the right foot in, the left foot in towards the sit bones. Good. Breathing here. Good. Gently release. Bring the right arm back. Shift the hips back slightly as you walk the right foot back in. Frame the right foot on the medium setting. Step the right knee back, coming through a little flow. Squeeze the glutes. Shift the weight forwards. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Hug the elbows in. Place the pubic bone down. As we inhale, come to our baby cobra. Shoulders back, elbows in. Good. Exhale to release down. Inhale to press back onto the knees. Release the blocks to the side. And we're going to exhale, come to our downward facing dog. Good. So from our downward facing dog, inhale the right leg into the air, gaze forward, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Spin the left foot down and just check that the right heel is in line with the left heel or the instep. Press the feet down, squeeze the inner thighs as we inhale, come to our warrior two. So just a brief pause here. Take your block inside the right leg. Start to straighten the right leg. Lift through the kneecaps. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Maybe shorten the stance. Then we're going to inhale, reach forward. Exhale, take the right hand to the block or your shin. Left hand to the lower back, left hip. Roll the left shoulder back. Good. So find that length through the waist. And then reach the left arm up, coming into your triangle. Good. Pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. Squeezing in the thighs. Imagine you're pressing the feet down, but drawing them together. Good. Inhale to come up. And then take your other block. We're going to step the left foot in a little bit closer. So 3 to 4 feet apart. Draw the left hip back and imagine you're on train line. So the legs stay hip width distance apart. The blocks frame the right foot. As we inhale, lift up, have a little baby back bend, lift through the kneecaps. Squeeze in the thighs as we exhale, lead with the chest, folding over that right thigh. Good. Pause with a flat back. Then take the hands down to the block. Good. And then exhale, fold over that right thigh. Good. So we're nice and active here, pressing the feet down, draw the inner thighs together. Shoulders soft, breathing into the back of the right leg. Good. Pressing into the feet as we inhale, come up. And then we're going to walk the left foot back a little bit more. Rebend into that right knee as we sweep the arms up. Exhale, plant the right hands. You can use the blocks or you can bring the hands down. Step the right foot back. Come through a little flow. Good. Either cobra or upward facing dog. Squeeze the inner thighs, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, and then take the blocks to the side. Coming to the other side. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Step the left foot through, ground the right foot. Find your base as we inhale, come up to warrior two. Good. Bring the hands to the hips as we walk the right foot in a little bit more. Left leg extends, take one of the blocks inside the left foot. Inhale for length. Reach forwards. Right hand to right hip as we bring the left hand down. Roll the right shoulder back, find that length through the torso. Then reach the right arm up. Squeeze in the thighs. Good. Keep pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. So use the breath. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Good. Pressing into the feet as we inhale, come up to warrior two. Bring the hands to the hips. Start to twist the pelvis as you step the right foot in a little bit. Train track the legs. So we want the pelvis to be neutral. So draw the left hip back, right hip draws forward. Bring the blocks either side of the left foot. Inhale. Find that expansion through the front body. Squeeze the inner thighs as we exhale, lead with the chest, hinging at the hip. Fold down halfway to start with. Good. And then take the hands to the blocks as we fold all the way down over that front thigh. Shoulders soft. Keep squeezing the glutes. So although we're active, although we're open through the backs of the legs, we want to stay active and safe here. Good, shoulders soft. One more breath. Pressing into the feet as we inhale, come all the way up. Walk that right foot back a little bit. So we come into a low lunge, a high lunge. We bend the left knee, sweep the arms up. Exhale, frame down onto your blocks. Step back to plank. Good. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come through to your up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Good. So from our downward facing dog, inhale the right leg into the air. Bend the knee as we take the right knee behind the right wrist. Keep the left toes tucked as you walk the left leg back, softening the hips down. So the closer the right heel is to the left hip, the less intense it is through the hip, the right hip. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can walk the right foot further forward. Untuck the left toes, coming into our pigeon here. Keep the right foot flexed, just soften here. So we don't want to rush into any of these poses, especially our hip flex, our hip opening, the hamstrings. We want to allow the body to soften, adjust, shift before we go through the variations. So this is the first variation. If you find your right hip is lifted, take the block or book to prop it underneath the hips so that you ease the twist. We don't want the pelvis twisting. Good. Inhale to find length. Exhale, maybe hinge at the hips, fold over, bring the forearms down. Pause here. Breathing. Take the breath and the muscle to the muscle rather. Good. And then walk the arms forward. Maybe bring the forehead down to the mat, forehead to the block, or you can pause in the previous modification. So just listening to your body, listening to your hamstrings, your hips. Good. Your glutes, shoulders soft. 2 more breaths here. In through the nose and exhale to soften. Good. 1 more breath here. Exhale to soften. Good. On your next inhale, walk the hands back in towards you. The fun bit is here. Tuck the left toes under and however you can, elegantly or unelegantly, step back to downward facing dog and give your legs a little bit of a walk, a pedal through, easing any tension. Good. Left leg sweeps up. Bend the knee as we take the left knee behind the left wrist. Walk the right leg behind you. Left leg comes forwards. Untuck the right toes. Good. Pause here. Inhale, exhale, flex the left foot. Take the block underneath the left hip if you need to. Good. Shoulders soft. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forwards, coming to your hips. Coming to your forearms even. Good. You can also use the blocks here to help prop you up a little bit more. So this is your practice, it's your body, listening to what works for you, what doesn't feel work, any niggles, and yes, we may feel discomfort here, especially if you're tight, but we should never feel any pain, especially in the knees, so listening to the knees, deep flexion here, and then maybe come all the way down, the forehead down as you lengthen the arms out. Good. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, coming back up onto your hands. Tuck the right toes under, step back to downward facing dog. Give your legs a little bit of a pedal here. Good. Then come down to the knees. Come down to your sit bones. Bring the soles of the feet together and draw the heels as close to the sit bones as you can. Interlace your hands around the feet. Inhale for length. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the chest, folding over. So encourage the elbows towards the inner thighs. Good. Lead with the chest, breathing in, shoulders soft, neck is soft. Good, and then inhale, slowly come up. Walk the feet a little bit further forwards, and this time we're just going to allow the spine to round, encouraging the head towards the feet. You may feel this more in the hamstrings, the lower back. Chin draws in towards the chest. No force here, just allow gravity to draw the body down. Maybe nod the head yes, no a few times if you feel any tension in the neck. Good, and then slowly inhale. So taking your strap, we're going to make our way down onto our spine. So coming all the way down, lengthening out your strap. Just make sure that you've got the props either at the top or the bottom. Draw the right knee in and hook the strap around the ball of the right foot. So from here, start to lengthen the right leg up, flexing the foot. So imagine you're pressing the heel towards the ceiling, the toes towards the face. Left knee can stay bent, or you can lengthen the left leg along the mat. Shoulders down, softening, elbows down. So lengthen the strap as much as you can so that the elbows come down. Good, and then take the forehead up to meet the right knee. Good, releasing it down. Good, breathing up the back of the right leg. And then take the strap into the right hand. Use the left hand on the left hip to anchor it down. So we want the left shoulder, left sit bone to stay down as we slowly open the right leg out to the side. Keep active through the right heel. Press the right heel down. So breathing into the inner right thigh now, the groin area. Good. Use the breath. Use the belly, lift the pelvic floor. As we inhale, draw the leg back to centre. Take the strap into the left hand. Use the right thumb inside the right hip crease to anchor it down. And then draw the right leg across to the left. So we want to try and keep the right sit bone down. Breathing into the outer edge of the leg now. Especially you runners, tight ITBs, tight hips. This is going to be really good for you. Maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but try and use the breath. Keep the foot flexed, shoulders down, neck is soft. And you can play around with drawing the leg a little bit higher towards the face, but keep anchoring that hip down. Good, one more breath. Inhale to draw that leg back to centre. Good. Then bend into the right knee, bend the left knee and swap. I'm going to turn around so I can show you this side. Good. Lengthen the left leg into the air, flex the foot. So you'll probably feel a difference from one side to the other. Maybe lengthen the right leg if you lengthen the leg the other side. Good. Flexing the foot. Breathing into the back of the left leg. Then take the forehead up to meet the knee. So just notice if this side is more restricted, or if you've got more space. Then release. Good. And although we're gripping, can you ease the grip? So rather than clenching, ease. Good. Take the strap into the left hand. Right palm comes to right hip as we gently open the left leg out. Good. Flex through the foot. Take the breath to the inner left thigh. Right sit bone, right shoulder stays down. Good. Use the belly, the core to draw the leg back to centre. Take the strap into the right hand, left thumb comes to left hip crease. Press it down and then draw the right leg across to, no, the left leg across to the right. So anchoring, breathing up the side of the leg, hips. You may feel it around the knee, the ankle. Use a breath, you might find it inside the hip. Good, use a breath. Hopefully you'll feel nice and open after all this hip and hamstring work. Inhale back centre, bend the left knee, release the strap to the side. So we're coming into our supine cow phase. So bend the knees, stack the knees over the hips, and we're going to take the right leg over the left thigh. Bend into the knees, take hold of opposite ankles or shins. So the left hand to the right ankle or shin, right hand to the left. And then we're going to draw the knees in. So the lower the heels towards the sit bones, the less intense. The more parallel the shins are to the ceiling, the more intense it is. So breathing into the right hip here, shoulders soft. Every exhale, soften, surrender through that right hip. Find ease in the pain. In the pose, my goodness, I can't believe I just said that. Find ease in the pose, no pain. Good, and then slowly release as we unravel the legs, take it the other side. Left leg over the right, take hold of the shins, the ankles or the outer edges of the feet. Good, then draw the knees in towards the chest, keep the shoulders down, chest is broad, neck is soft. Good. Breathing here. Deep breaths in, deep exhalations out. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Gently release. Release the feet down, and we're going to come to a gentle twist. So goalpost the arms, knees come over the hips, shift the hips to the left as the legs come over to the right. Of course, if you've got your own twist, you can do so. Some may want to take the right hand to the left leg to encourage it down, or you could even lengthen the left leg, or even lengthen both legs. You can also lengthen the right leg underneath. Totally up to you. We want to encourage that left shoulder down, gaze either up to the ceiling or over to the left. 1 more breath here. Good, and then inhale, come back to centre. Just take a moment to adjust the hips in the centre of the mat. Shift the hips to the right, knees over to the left, coming to your variation. Just whatever you did the other side, make sure you do it this side. The closer the knees are to the face, the more twist you get. Should I say the deeper the twist? Good. 1 more breath here. And then inhale, come back to centre, centralising the hips. And then we'll come into a little happy baby, just our last pose. So draw the knees towards the underarms so they come out the rib cage. Either stay here, stay holding the backs of the legs, or you can reach the feet, keep the feet together, or come into full happy baby. But just remember that we want to encourage the tailbone long, the full length of the spine to be in contact with the mat, and the chest is broad. So if you're finding you're like this, come to one of the other variations, just so we can create ease in the pose. If you're here, encourage the knees down a little bit more towards the underarms, maybe come into some dynamic movement as you shift the weight side to side, easing into the hips. Good. 1 more breath here. and then pause and come to stillness. Release the legs and come to your relaxation, your Shavasana. So I'm going to leave you here on the mat, palms facing up, closing down the eyes. Spend as much time here as you want to. When you do come out slowly, mindfully, with gentle movements, and bring the hands to your heart center. I hope you find ease throughout the rest of your day. I hope this practice has helped create space in the hips and the hamstrings, and you feel a little bit more open within the body. It's been lovely guiding you through this practice, and I'll take the hands to the crown of my head for kind thoughts and positivity, the hands to the lips for kind words and honesty, and your hands to your heart center, bowing down the head for love and compassion to yourself and all other beings. Have a fabulous day. I look forward to seeing you here on the mat soon. Namaste.